April 15th not only commenced the tax season, but also marked the National Tea Movement, which brought over 1,000 angry protesters to the downtown area of West Palm Beach. Despite a short period of rain, protesters came out in full force with all the signs and whistles modeled after the historic Boston Tea Party of 1773.
I believe it's important for every American to stand up at this time in history and say that enough is enough.
Senior citizens, students, and even families braved the rain to come out to the event sponsored by Let's Get Loud organization, hoping to send a message back to Washington, D.C. The conservative rally often broke out in cheers, and many compared the administration's spending policies, banking bailouts, and the growing national debt to that of pirate practices.
The reason for this event was to generate awareness that irregardless of who you are, where you come from, and what party affiliation you have, the economic spending bills in Washington are currently mortgaging our children's and grandchildren's futures. We are putting them in a situation where either inflation or tax rates that are astronomically unprecedented are going to be the only way to pay back this money we're borrowing. And we believe that you can't do that to your children. That's not just bad economic policy, but that's immoral. And the silent majority is not going to be silent anymore. We're going to take back our country, and we're going to get Washington back on track, and we're going to do it ourselves.
Well, there's a lot going on in government right now, and they're trying to solve our problem with the economy by spending more. And that has never worked for anything. We're just going to put a greater burden on ourselves in the future, and we don't really need a bigger financial burden after our PBA loans. So we want to come out here and tell them to stop, that the American people are not okay with it, that we need to cut spending, not spend more.
Everybody knows that you can't spend your way out of debt, and that's what the government's doing right now. And taxes are going to be raised, obviously. Maybe not now, maybe not this year, next year, but eventually over time. I mean, it's going to build up, and interest and everything. So I'm protesting against the spending, and I think it's good for everybody to do it because we need to do what's right for the country. So.
Make a difference overall, especially since there were so many cities involved and so many cities times so many thousands of people. You can't ignore it, even if it's not on CNN or MSNBC. I think it's going to make a difference. I know we'll have change in 2010 with the elections coming up, so I'm looking forward to that.
You got to make a difference. Either you're tired of what's happening and you're going to sit back and accept it, or you're going to find two friends and go to something that matters to get your voice heard. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to make the decision to do something.
It's really important for students to get involved with this because it's their money that the government's taking. It's our debt that we're going to have to pay off. It's our children's debt that we're going to have to pay off. And it's our jobs that we're not going to see because the government's taking money that it doesn't have. And we think that it's creating jobs, but it's not. And it's going to affect us in the long run. When we graduate, we can't find jobs if we don't have the money that the government's taxing us from.
The West Palm Beach Tea Party, an acronym that stands for Tax Enough Already, was just one of 750 anti-tax rallies that took place across the nation. West Palm Beach was a leading event for the South Florida region.